entails. And instead of a little intro, let's start with an exercise. I want everybody to close their eyes and pay really close attention to their hands. If you want, you can put them out in front of you with your palms face up. Are you closing your eyes? Close them. Close them. Okay. Next, I want you to imagine that there's a stack of money, kind of Tetris, essentially, in your hands. It's a pretty tall stack, at least for me it is. It's probably got at least 15 bands. Feel the weight. See the color. Are they in envelopes? Are they just wrapped with rubber bands? Are they loose? I said a stack, but maybe you saw a bag instead. Now I want you to take the money. We're just going to put it on the floor in front of us. Open your eyes. Visualization. You know the SpongeBob reference that I'm making? Imagination? Okay, anyways. Not the point. Today, that's what we're talking about. Visualization. If you're unfamiliar with the process, if you're unfamiliar with manifestation, then this is like one of the first things that you're going to learn. And the only reason I'm deciding to make this video, because I know there are plenty of videos on YouTube that are about visualization and manifestation. I just wanted to give my own spin on it because I won't say that I have the most neurotypical brain, but I've got some quirks in there. And I do feel like those quirks help me when trying to achieve my goals in relation to manifestation. So I just want to share a little bit of my perspective and also maybe give it to you in case sometimes you're like, I get it, but you need some additional help when it comes to those kinds of ideas, especially with manifestation. So here we are. Hope you enjoyed that exercise because that money is coming to you. If you saw it, then the money is coming. There's no other option. So, manifestation, visualization. So, what is visualization? Simply put, it's closing your eyes and attaching positive mental imagery to some outcome that you are looking for. Okay? So like I said, when our initial exercise, we were manifesting money. So I visualized a stack in front of me, in my hands, that I will have at some point. And now whenever I kind of put my hands like that, I feel that weight of the stack that I just talked about. It's kind of hard for my brain to just erase it from my mind. It's kind of like when people say, imagine a pink elephant. You can't not imagine the pink elephant. The pink elephant's in there, okay? Positive mental imagery. Closing your eyes and seeing that. That is what visualization is. Something else that might help you define it is if you've ever daydreamed and you closed your eyes or looked out of a window and felt like you were there. You felt like all the sensations that you were thinking about were happening to you in real time, even though you might have been in class or on a bus or in the backseat of a car. But you were there. You were happy. You were doing the things that your brain was creating. You felt them. You breathed them. That is what visualization is. We need to harness that creativity and use it for manifestation. If you want things, you have to see it. One of my great friends, I don't even know if it's a quote from him, but I do know this quote and I take it to heart, is that if you can see it in your head, then you can hold it in your hands. And there is no other option. You can see it in your head, you can hold it in your hands. That is so important. And I've taken this thing with me for a couple of years now. And I first heard it from one of my friends, one of my digital friends, and it's always stuck with me because that is the concept of visualization. It's strong. Think about those words. Meditate on them. If you can see it in your head, you can have it in your hands. Anything that you've ever wanted, if you can see it in your head, you can have it in your hands just through visualization. It's interesting because it's causing your subconscious to actively think about the steps in order to get the thing that you desire. With money, that might be maybe too abstract. But if I got more specific with it and was like, this house that I've been thinking of that has wood flooring and has this view and has this place, and it's like, actually I kind of remember a house like that in, California. And you're like, maybe I've been manifesting that house. Or maybe it's a house that you have on your mood board or something in that realm. You know that house exists. It might not be yours in the physical, but you can get it in the mental. So therefore, the universe is going to align things up for you to get to that position that you see in your head because you can hold it in your hands. So for me, there are kind of like two types of visualization. There's like goal-oriented visualization and there's like step-by-step visualization. Goal-oriented is looking at the final outcome and seeing it, feeling it, experiencing all the senses around it. So when it comes to that money example from earlier, that would be feeling the weight, the tactileness in your hands as it's pressing down with how tall that money is, right? It would also be smelling the money. Money has a very specific smell. So if you can close your eyes and think about that smell, even if it means, I got $1 around here somewhere. Even if that means taking $1 and just, it has a very specific smell. You know what money smells like, right? And you take that and you close your eyes after taking that and you imagine not just one $1 bill, but several $1 bills, okay? Visualization, that's the thing that we're trying to achieve. Accomplishment or goal-oriented visualization is gonna require all of those senses, essentially. So smell, touch. I would say taste the money, but don't lick money because it's probably dirty. Like that just doesn't seem like a good idea. See it in your mind's eye. Hear the way that it fell on the ground. When I said, let's put it on the ground in front of us. Like it's gonna make a very specific sound. It's not gonna sound like a brick hitting the ground. It's gonna sound like a stack of money hitting the ground. Use those visualizations to the fullest, and when you experience it through that fullness, the universe is like, wait, okay, they have money. Why is it not in there? And the universe is ping, 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 trying to find those lines in which you have that stack of money in your hands. And next thing you know, you turn around. Maybe it's a month from now, maybe it's a year from now, and you're sitting in the exact same spot and you're holding that stack of money the exact way you had it in the visualization. You're like, I'm feeling deja vu and I don't know why. It's because you were already here. It's because you already experienced it through visualization. Now you're just experiencing it in the physical. So the other version of visualization is step by step. Essentially that's gonna mean imagining the steps that it would take in order for you to achieve that goal. Something that I always practiced when I was in school is I had to do a lot of presentations. And I was very nervous about presentations. I'm just not the favorite or the best. I don't believe I'm the best public speaker in the world. I do YouTube, so that's a thing. That's a thought to grapple with. But I never felt like I was the best, so I wanted to visualize me being my best version of myself when giving presentations, which involved me just being in a quiet place. And when I came to college, it was like often the bathroom or the shower because no one else was bothering me and my phone wasn't near me. And it would just be taking a shower, closing my eyes, washing my hair, and I would imagine, okay, that's me typing up the essay that I'm going to talk about in class. And then I would think about the essay and I would think about some words, and sometimes the universe would just send me thoughts, right? And I would be like, oh, that's good. Let me write that down somehow in my brain while I'm taking the shower. And then I would imagine, okay, this is me printing that thing out and looking at the paper and feeling that, when you get something from the printer and it's like the paper is hot and it feels nice, like that feeling, right? And then I would go from there, and then I would imagine me standing in front of the class. Not shaking, not nervous, not hesitant, very confident in my words. And then I would imagine the presentation that I'm giving. If I had the presentation already made, I would also imagine me just delivering it flawlessly. Because a lot of the times we can practice things in private and it comes out great, and then we get it from people and then it just goes, you know what I'm talking about. Everyone knows, right? But When I utilized that step by step or kind of like process visualization, I never really felt nervous. I was very confident. I would often ask to go first in class because I would do that in my visualizations, because that also meant that I got to get it out of the way. So those are the two types of visualizations for me. And visualization can be used to manifest and harvest things that you are excited about in your dreams and goals in life. So don't negate it as being something just very simple or just daydreaming, because it's much more powerful than that. Visualization is going to amplify your creative subconscious. It'll initiate the law of attraction. And if you don't know about that, we can do a deep dive on this channel, or you can go do some research on your own. It'll also mitigate a lot of anxieties or the feelings that there might be a roadblock in your way. It'll also build confidence and also establish kind of the idea of practicing. Because just because you're doing it in your head doesn't mean you aren't doing it out loud. It's still some sort of practice for you to achieve those steps, to achieve those goals. So don't negate it. Just because it's all in here, it still means something. Practice visualization. Another thing that's very beneficial when it comes to visualization is positive associations. So whenever I'm manifesting money, I will listen to something that deals with that. I have a winners playlist is what I call it, and I can link it down below in case you want to listen with me, where I listen to this music when I am on peak vibrations. And that might not mean anything to you yet. I'm going to do a video on the law of vibrations, but at the moment, just know that whenever I'm listening to that music, it is high frequency. It is about obtaining, winning, goals, achievements, money, all the above coming to me. I sing it with my chest. Okay? So you want to find positive associations when it comes to visualization. That's why sometimes when you smell something very specific out in the world, it triggers your brain to be like, oh man, I remember that smell from high school gym. Like, I don't understand, but like that specific smell is high school gym. You don't know how that mental connection got there, but it's because that's what you experienced. You have to create those visual like highways in your brain. So anytime you smell money, sure, okay, you think about the stack of money that was in your hands earlier. And that continues to influence you in your subconscious to create these goals that you have in your head. Positive associations will be very beneficial. So whether it's listening to music or associating smells or specific sounds with the things that you want to bring into life, do it. It'll also amplify and help you. And lastly, you want to use affirmations to support your visualizations. I'm going to talk very specifically later about, not in this particular video, but I will link the video once it is made on how to do affirmations, how to say affirmations, because there's a little, yes, you can be almost there in saying them, but to be perfect in saying an affirmation that will never negate or cause negativity in your life is a very special tool and very special technique. It took me probably a couple months just to get the wording right on the fly. So we'll talk about affirmations in a later video, but if you are already familiar with them, utilize them to amplify your visualizations. Okay, that's the video. Something short, sweet for you. Remember to drink some water, go outside, play a video game for like an hour, or don't. Maybe do that task that you've been putting off. Do it. You know you need to. Let's take a deep breath. I'm happy you're here. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this content, like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, all the above. Specifically like and comment so I can know what we're interested in and what we're interested in learning later. Otherwise, I'm happy you're here. See you for the next one.